So I've got a fantastic analogy to improve your compression and to improve your impact alignments. And I went and spent a lot of money at Harbor Freight for some of these tools. I'm not handy. I'll probably never use them, nor would I know how to use them. But let's show you how it's going to help you in a golf swing, okay? So just quickly, we know when good golfers come down to the ball, they've got this delayed release. Their hands just seem to move forward forever. Their right elbow gets in front of them. And then at about this point, they start pushing out of their legs. They have shaft lean, they compress the ball, and the club is still flying and whirling through. So why and how do they get there? And why does that provide so much more power? Because for most of the students that I'm coaching, their release point is back and up here somewhere, typically. And it's really not a good leverage position. And that's something important to remember, because a golf club in science is what's called a Form 3 lever. It's very similar to a wrench, or what we call a moment arm. And obviously, I want you to give you this analogy. Imagine I had a bolt down here on the ground, okay? And I'm turning the bolt counterclockwise in my direction. So I'm trying to move the bolt this way, right? I got a big bolt. I could choose this wrench, or I could choose this wrench, right? Obviously, let's go with the bigger wrench, because the bolt is very sticky, right? We need to use some leverage. We need to use some power. We need to figure out where to place our body in order to get that bolt to move. Most people in the golf swing, even if they grab the bigger wrench, they're pushing the bolt from back here. So they're pushing this way with their hands and arms. That's why their impact position releases early and the club gets back like this. They're not knowing where to put the wrench in order to get the most leverage. Just like a golf club, right? To get the most power, to get the most height, to get the most compression. So what they've got to be willing and able to do is they've got to move the handle of the wrench down and forward, attach it to that bolt, and now start to pull out of the ground in order to move that wrench and that bolt counterclockwise. And what I'm actually doing here, I'm not just pulling with my hands and arms. I'm actually connecting the wrench all the way up through my body, from my left leg, left foot, quad, glute, lat, lead arm, shoulder, all the way down. And I'm actually starting to pull from the ground up to really release that club and release that bolt with the most power. And that's what the best players in the world are doing. That's how they're getting that really good, sweet hiss and that great compression. So it's what I call the perfect release point. You have to be willing and able to allow the club to move down into the hitting area longer, deeper, and farther before the club actually starts to orbit out through you pushing the ground. That's why our body clears. That's why our head stays still. We're not trying to do those things. It's happening from the right sequencing and learning why the club has got to be moved in this position so you can actually gain some leverage like we would with that wrench. But most of you aren't doing that. We've got this urge to hit and this urge to speed the club up, beginner's urge to help the club up, to help the ball up, and we're really in a position that's not creating any leverage back here. And I know not all of you are that bad, but even holding the wrench vertically, you're still not going to really be able to use your legs in the ground. You've got to be really willing to train and move up into this position before you start to push out of the ground and allow that club to naturally release. And that's bang, that's how we get shaft lean, compress the ball against the turf, de-loft our clubs. So that wrench analogy really helped me. It's really helping my students figure out and learn where to go to get that compression. And it's been so amazing, it's helping change other parts of their golf swing. Students that had bad backswings, across the line, flying elbows, once they realized they had to get to here, they stopped doing all this stuff. This was all in an effort to swing the club incorrectly through the golf ball. So I love that fact that we're reverse engineering by learning what to do at the most important position, which is impact, and then bringing that back into our backswing, and it's starting to fix all those things. It's starting to fix takeaways, backswings, halfway back positions, transitions, because they know where they're trying to get. So I've really seen a lot of good improvement from a lot of the students that have been learning more about it. It's been available now. It's called the Compression Clinic. We give you more drills and feels. It's only about an hour long, but it's a very intense, concentrated hour that's going to really give you the imagery and the visualization of what you need to be doing and what could be hampering you from doing it. You're going to get a couple feels, and I promise you, you're never going to see golf the same. You're never going to look at a ball and swing at it the same way that you have in the past. You're going to see a whole different way to use this tool, to use this Form 3 lever to put pressure on that golf ball time and time again, and then also, bang, deliver a lot of speed at the same time by really using the big muscles of your legs and pushing and kicking out of the ground, big muscles of our shoulders to rotate. So it really is changing golfers in both accuracy and distance. So I'm really excited to share it with you. It's been available for a number of days, and from the early feedback, people have been really loving it. They're seeing big changes already, and for some that have just viewed it, they're really excited to get out and try it. It's called the Compression Clinic. For just a couple more days, it's going to be available at 30% off, and there's a link down below where you can go and check it out and start to get a hold of some of what we're talking about right now. I'm really hoping that you'll like it. I worked hard to really come up with some of these concepts through years and years of teaching, and I think it's going to really help you out, and it's going to help your compression and your golf swing out in a very simple way. I had a great time filming these videos. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps support this channel. But the best way you could support me is to purchase one of our products. I'd really appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching my videos. I'll see you next week.
I've been playing Zach Allen golf for a while, lowered my handicap, playing much better golf. Recently, I got a chance to try Compression Clinic for iron striking, and I have to say I'm hitting my irons way better. Middle irons, long irons. Still can't really hit a 2-iron, but 6 through 3, I'm absolutely puring the ball. Scores are coming down, more greens in regulation. Definitely learned a lot from it and very easy to implement. So Zach, thanks for a Compression Clinic, and look forward to continuing to work on my game, continuing to get better, and continuing to play Zach Allen golf.